middle part painted on our stripes. It's the silver. Look at that. Hope you like the stripe design. So now we're gonna have to close this hood down and get this marked. Welcome to Mountain Man's Garage, where we're broken. So is the car.
Come and listen to my story about Mountain Man Garage, a poor mountaineer who likes to work on cars. He has a wife and kids that'll make him walk the line. If you've got a rusty car, he'll fix it every time. Oil leaks, that is. Rust and mold. Watch and see.
There you go. We've already got the hood all primered up, and we got this silver where our stripes are going to be. So we're going to close this down, mark our marks on it. We got to tape the whole hood off with the stripe tape. But look at this roof. I mean, that is how many little low spots there were. I think this thing was in a hailstorm or something. Crazy. We've been working on this. As you can see, all the little low spots on that is insane, but we're getting it. This was about as bad. It had little dings all in it, but as you can see, it looks pretty decent now. We're still working on this thing. It's gotta get painted, but we're making progress. So the way I did this is I measured from side to side. I found the middle, marked it with a pencil right here and right here. I measured off of this to where I wanted my stripe to start, marked it there, and then I put a piece of tape there, then I put a piece of tape here, and then we masked this off, tape here and tape here. Whenever I put my clear on, I started in the middle and worked out, and I went all the way to here with the first coat. Second coat, I went all the way to here. Third coat, I went all the way to here. Fourth coat, I went all the way to here, and the fifth coat, I went like that, all the way to the end. Then I clear coated the whole thing another time. What that did is that allowed this to level this off, and you can barely even tell that it's even, you know, that the silver is higher than the green. I mean, you can't even, it's barely. And so that's what we're gonna do with the hood, except the opposite way. We're gonna put the silver on first and then the green, because that's how I was gonna paint the whole car. But this works too. You could do it either way. Check it out. Oh yeah. That is pretty. Well, fellers, it don't look too great, but there is hope. I don't know if you can see, but this here, I wet sanded this, and it feels like glass now. This here feels rough. I hadn't wet sanded it at all. That paint gun that I had bought from Amazon, some kind of bone quay, some kind of Chinese crap. Don't ever buy one of those. I think it was about 45 bucks. It came with a 2.0 needle, a 1.8 needle, and a 1.4 needle. I tried several different settings, air pressures. I had my air pressure set at, I tried it at 20 pounds all the way up to 32 pounds, 35 pounds even, just to see all the different adjustments. I tried everything in the world to try to get that thing to work right. And don't worry about that. That's just like dust that's on there. It's from painting this up here. But anyway, I mean, I don't know if you can see it, but man, it is so rough. That paint gun sucks. So, yeah, that'll teach me to buy a cheap paint gun. We will fix this. But like we always say on Mountain Man Garage, we're usually broke, so that's the reason we bought one. But, you know, judging by this fender up here that I've wet sanded this spot, it looks really smooth and really good, other than you can see these little bitty fine scratches in it, and that's just from my wet sandpaper. So I've got some of that Meguiar's rubbing compound, I think it's M110 coming, and I'm going to use that along with this buffer to get those little fine scratches out. So, but it's going to cause me a lot more work. Using this crappy gun has caused me hours more work, because now I've got to wet sand and wet sand and wet sand just to get it down like that. So I'm thinking the car is going to be fine. It's going to look good. In the end, it's just going to be a lot more work because of using a Chinese spray gun. So, I mean, I know all of them are made in China now pretty much, except just very, very few of them. And some of them that are made in China are fine, the more expensive ones. But this one, yeah, it sucks. It really sucks. Anyway, the car body is now painted. I got this fender off of the other car. I've been sanding on it. Got most of it off of the top there. I got to sand the rest of it off. I mean, I know there's a lot of dust on it now that you can probably see in the video, but that's just dust. I mean, that's not in the paint. So, but anyway, so now what we got to do is we got to clean that fender off, get it ready, and you know, epoxy. I got to epoxy primer it. And I got a 2K primer it, sand it, and do all that mess to that fender. Also the back hatch, I got to do the same thing. It's got an epoxy coat on it, but I still got to do a bunch of sand and Bondo work. On this back hatch, I've also got a bunch of Bondo work and 2K primer and all that with this. Also the doors, I've got them 2K'd. They need a little bit of sanding, and but then they'll be all right, and I can paint those. But my deal was I had to get this car done as quickly as possible because it's getting cold here. I guess now we're going to have to take this plastic all off of this car and get it out of here. And then we'll have to bring in our parts that we got to fix inside the shop and go ahead and start working on those. I still got a couple of more days of, you know, warmer weather. Let's go ahead and get the rest of this plastic off of this car. That way we can move it on out of here. But I am gonna fix this up as best as I can, and I'm gonna enjoy driving this thing. Windows gotta go back in, the fenders gotta go back on, the back hatches gotta go back on, these little boogers has gotta go back in. Man, it seems like it's been a long time since I was over there messing with that ignition system, trying to get this thing to run. So I went and got me a new coil. Yeah. Magic, baby. So this thing hasn't been started in a while. Looks like the battery's still hooked up. What do you think? What do you think? Let me know in the comments. You think this thing will just fire right up or not? Let's just give it a... Let's give her a quick crank and see if she'll fire up. Wow, that fuel pump sounds like a... The fuel pump sounds like I'm in an old bass boat and I just turned on the live well. Woo! Look at that. Look at that. Uh-oh. Oh, there we go. Well. Let's see if we can't finish this thing and start to enjoy driving it instead of working on it. Well, this door is ready. It's ready to paint. I just got to wipe it down and it's ready. Hang this one up in there, take that one out here, and then I got to sand that one. I've literally sanded these doors. I think this is the 6th time that I've sanded, rebondoed, re-2K'd, and then sanded down. Everything on this car was just so rough. This right here had a huge dip like this. Man, it was a pain to get it. You know, I think it's pretty straight now though. So this one is... Now this thing is ready for green paint as soon as I wipe it off. So let's get that other one down and get started on it. So the best way to get this line as straight as you can, I found, is to use tape. Painted these both of these doors, I painted them. And I forgot to turn the camera on. This is just the base coat though, so I still got to put the other on, and I'm gonna go ahead and put another light coat on both of these. Well, what you guys seen was months ago. So I thought I'd give a little update on this car. It's dirty. I mean, it's dirty. It's been sitting here gathering dust for months. This I hadn't painted yet. I'm thinking about just painting these louvers here black, because the louvers in the back are going to be black, and I think it'll match. I hadn't got these in yet. I hadn't got these in. Hadn't got hardly any of the chrome on. Hadn't got the door seals in. I did put this little Datsun emblem on there. I got these seals in. I got a whole new seal kit for this car. Everything, all the rubber, new. And I mean, I think it's looking pretty good, other than it's dirty. It's really nasty sitting there, but other than being really dirty, it looks nice. These doors turned out, you know, really well. Just dirt and dust all over them. Still got a wet sand. I haven't wet sanded anything except what I was showing in the first of the video, this area right here. Got all the windows back in. These are all new seals in these back windows. These are all new seals in the rear window. New seals inner and outer. New windshield seals. So yeah, I think it's looking pretty good. Just a couple of more things to do on it, and we'll be driving this thing. It got too cold on me there too fast, and I just could not get it done. So now it's warming back up, and I've got a little bit more done to it.